Welcome to The Explainer. Today, we're diving into how AI is completely changing engineering design.
So, what if you could test out thousands of designs in the time it usually takes to make one?
Believe it or not, 70% of smaller companies are still stuck on paper, which really slows things down.
Yeah, these old workflows are just too slow. They create a real bottleneck when customers want custom stuff.
So, we need a totally new approach, and that's where generative design, powered by AI, comes in.
So instead of drawing a part, engineers just set the goals. The AI then spits out tons of options.
Now this isn't just topology optimization. That only tweaks a design. This creates totally new ones.
So the engineer's job changes. It's less about drawing and more about defining the real problem.
Okay, so how does it actually work? Let's check out a real-world example from the auto industry. All right, first up, General Motors. They needed to make a seat bracket that was both lighter and stronger.
And the results? They were incredible. One single part replaced 8, and it was lighter and stronger.
And hey, this wasn't a one-off. A company called iGestec did the same for a suspension part.
Their final design, using multiple materials, was an amazing 40% lighter than anything else out there.
So these examples aren't just cool one-offs. They show a bigger trend of massive efficiency gains.
In fact, studies are showing a 30% reduction in the overall design process. That's huge. Plus, by optimizing materials, we're talking about a potential 50% drop in production costs. Wow.
The AI is also way more data efficient, needing just 200 samples instead of, 16,000.
But let's be real, this isn't some magic button you just press for perfect results.
You still need advanced manufacturing, a ton of computing power, and experts to validate everything.
Which brings us to the million-dollar question. Is this really making engineers 10x more productive?
Well, the truth is a bit more complicated. The productivity gains are huge, but for specific tasks.
So the takeaway here is that it's not about replacing engineers. It's about empowering them.
It really makes you wonder, with AI handling the grunt work, what huge problems can engineers solve next?